I guess I better go ahead and roll the intro, guys. I guess I better go ahead and I better just go ahead and talk about this because this is pretty interesting stuff. Tonight, it's just going to be another boring episode. I know that you guys don't like to watch this crap because it's just not entertaining enough. It's just boring crap. But basically, I'm just going to go and discuss about the comic book industry and how it's falling apart. And it's basically like Shinji's situation, and that's the irony of it. Unfortunately, the situation is they can never ride a robot again. That's the sad part about the gaming industry. They can't get into the robot. So, pretty much, everybody's screwed. So, I wanted to go ahead and discuss this. I know that it's boring shit, but I'll just go ahead and talk about this because a lot of people are wondering what's going on. I'm sorry I'm eating right now. I don't want to be rude or anything like that, but I will like to talk about some stuff and see how it is with the live stream. And I would like to hear from you guys. I know that I don't really talk a lot. Sorry about that. But a lot of people are talking about this stuff. And it kind of surprises me what's going on. A lot of people have been talking to me about some things. Apparently, the comic book industry is slowly dying. A lot of people want to, make amends to Comicsgate, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen because they kind of caused a lot of drama. They kind of caused a lot of abuse. They kind of did a lot of name calling, kind of the way that I would never want to do this. Never want to talk to those people again. They blocked people. They told people that they were personally upset with them. And I'm sorry that it's just I'm kind of like surprised by this because a lot of people are kind of upset, and it's kind of true, and it's kind of where it's gonna kind of determine what's going on, because we see all this drama that's been happening. And this is something that we got to really think about. Why are they doing this? And it's getting to the point where people are kind of agreeing with it. Now, I'm kind of like surprised by this because Disney right now has suffered. There's a lot of things that are going on that they're trying to resort to going into Hollywood, which is not going to happen because already production froze on certain shows, but there's still a demand for new shows, and right now it's really bad right now. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm eating right now, so sue me. And a lot of people don't realize there's been a lot of stuff going on. I don't know what to tell you guys, but there's been crazy stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to something else. Let me see if I can switch this to the main screen and show you guys what's going on.
There.
She's so beautiful, it makes me want to simp for her, quite frankly.
Yeah, that's been going on. Like, you can't really smoke weed every day on a live stream. That's the sad part about this, is that they do allow you to do whatever the hell you want now. Congratulations, ladies, you get to go on live stream and do whatever the hell you want. Except you can't smoke weed every day on live stream. You can't drink alcohol on live stream, but you can surely get a lot of money. So don't worry, ladies, you're not going to suffer. It's not a big deal, as far as I know. Today, you guys are lucky. You get to have a good, interesting day. So now the policy has been in favor of the simp market. So, ladies, you get to have your money. Now, I'm not going to say anything negative. I'm not going to say anything mean. That's pretty much what's going on right now. So it's going to be a pretty interesting market right there. So I don't know. As far as I know, this is pretty much what's going to go on. I'm on the receiving end of this whole thing, considering that a lot of people disagree with me on certain things, but I will bring up the issue about a comic strip artist who basically, right now, people are defending it. Some people just dislike the comic book. Personally, I don't really care, because the comic book artist isn't really, worth it. But I will say one thing, because I work in retail, and I know the feeling. I used to work in Goodwill for a while, and people like to steal a lot of stuff from the guys that were at work, and I kind of do feel bad, because due to the fact that they can't sell shit anymore, and they had to close it down because they couldn't really keep up with the demand of people stealing from the store. Like, every day, the moment we put out a DVD or something, like a used movie that's pretty good, it just gets stolen instantly in one day, and they just leave the case right there. That's how bad it is at Goodwill, because they don't realize that money goes to the people that work there, and a lot of them don't really, have a lot of money, or they have to pay their bills, they have to work a lot. And it was kind of sad, because they have to resort to cutting hours on certain people that they don't like. And this was the type of thing that happens at the store. And I might as well talk about this, because I will tell you what Goodwill has done to me. They had done this to me, they had done this to other people, and there were people that quit because they didn't want to, hurt me or do anything wrong. And I do feel bad for them, because they actually are doing okay right now, and I really am glad that they're doing okay. It's just a lot of the things that are going on right now is that they lost their jobs, and I do feel bad for them because of this COVID-19 situation. And the fact that the comic book artist was joking about it, it's kind of sad too, because she doesn't understand the whole issue about what's going on with retail stores and how they're suffering right now. Certain retail stores like GameStop, and I understand that GameStop is not well liked right now, because they're risking a lot of people's health and well-being just so they could sell video games, which is a non-essential thing. And I personally, was upset about that too, because GameStop for decades had screwed over a lot of people who bought stuff from them. Even I got screwed over when I had to fix my old PlayStation 3, because they gave me a faulty hard drive when I first had played it. That's how bad it was with the PlayStation 3. I spent excuse me. I spent mostly like almost $200 for getting a PlayStation 3 that was used, and they basically gave me a faulty PlayStation. How's it going?
Hey.
What you been up to?
Shit, man. What shit, man. Sorry.
It's okay. I understand.
Dude. So they're wondering why they're actually wondering why the comic book industry is the way it is right now.
It's because it's not selling.
Look, part of the reason is when they got woke, a lot of the fans got pissed because the stories weren't not only were not canon, they were just peddling pieces. They were simply pandering to minority groups.
I know. And I personally was pissed off about what they did to Captain America. They basically ripped his booty hole apart. That's what they did to Captain America. And I used to grow up reading that comic book.
There's also the fact that they went woke and now they're going broke.
I
mean, there's no better way to say it. Get broke. Get woke, go broke, man.
Yeah, they also try to, name call and label people who honestly disagree with them.
The irony is that those people don't even read comics. They're not even comic book fans at all. They're the same people who will tell you that if you read comic books, you're a fucking nerd. And yet they're the biggest I've ever seen. I mean, seriously, the fact that these people think that who read comics or play video games are perma virgins pretty much seed into the mainstream media. That is unfortunate, and unfortunately what's been their narrative regarding this.
I know. They've been spinning a narrative for a long time. They've been spinning that narrative for almost 1 decade.
It went beyond that, like 1980s. During the civil rights movement in the 1970s. Comics were always in a way a propaganda piece for the West, in the same way that Nazi Germany did theirs for the Nazi Party, or the Soviet Union for their communist cause.
That's true, but I did recall that that someone showed me an issue of Captain America where a Jew and a Nazi were fighting each other, and Captain America intervened. You remember that one?
Oh yeah, the one where he tears Voldemort apart, both figuratively and literally.
Yeah, because he basically, said that, yeah, look, I'm not here to fight you guys. I'm just telling you guys, you're a piece of shit. You need to stop fighting the guy, or else you're going to become like him. And that's what's literally what they're becoming.
Yeah, let me and it. Yeah, and then there's an issue where the guy says "Hail Hydra."
I remember that.
Basically, Hydra is the Marvel Universe version of the Nazis.
Yeah, they're like that. They used to be like the Nazis, but they were like a faction of the Nazis, and then they split off and became a different faction. They became like they were secretly AIM, which AIM is basically another version of. They're like a branch of AIM.
Ah. Found it. Alright. You! Can't you see that I'm stupid at your enemy's level? You're being made over his image. That you're becoming the very thing you loathe. And you fear and ignorance, you deny reality, rewrite history. I wish I could take you back with me to the day we liberated Demonwall. Like to smell the stomach turning stage of death. Like to see the muscle corpses left behind by the corrupt madman and murderers you idolize.
Oh yeah.
Self-righteous. Holy shit.
Yeah, and he was speaking the truth.
You two aren't saying the truth, are you?
Yeah, it's like you're gonna go like I hoi vey. That's kind of what's going on. That's what's going on. Oh yeah, did you hear what Twitch guidelines update was for simps?
Oh yeah, I slide through Memology 101. If anybody watching this is not subscribed to Memology 101, what the f is wrong with you? Honestly.
Yeah, because he was the one that kind of exploited the whole.
Because some burner chick decided she would say, "Oh, I got a boyfriend," and a lot of the Sims were like,
I remember
"Say
that.
hi, my friend."
I know. A lot of women were. It's like, I never really cared about the Bernie girl, but unfortunately, the disappointing part about this whole story is that Bernie dropped out of.
Again, it's the sequel.
Yeah. Sorry, no refunds.
That's right, and they're mad. Hoes are mad because they're not gonna vote for Biden either. So, guess who's gonna win the 2020 election if there is? Donald J. Trump.
I know, and it's like, this is the thing that bothered me the most about it, is like, everyone was hoping for Bernie. I felt bad for Bernie. But unfortunately, Bernie kind of put himself in that position because he said that he was going to tax the rich. That's what screwed him over. And that's why a lot of people were voting against him. And
yeah, tax the rich, eat the rich, and gas the rich, and God knows what else. Because rich men are bad. I mean, there are rich people who are scumbags. I agree,
I
but
they actually are. They actually make more money than us, and the sad part is that a lot of the people are going to be voting against him. That's the truth.
Honestly, I never give a shit about Bernie Sanders because of his democratic socialism. That's like bombing for peace.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's like bombing for peace or Jews for Jesus.
I know. And a lot of people were talking about that. Like, this was something that a lot of people don't understand, is that this kind of stuff was bullshit. Like, it's like Bernie, like, you guys need to. Everyone was like clinging to the Democrats. Like, why? Why did you do it? It's because they didn't want Bernie to be in the president. They would rather have someone else, and they would backstab somebody just so they can get somebody in power. That's why
Yeah.
they tried to. That's why. Go ahead.
Yeah, it happened twice. It was for Hillary now because of Brain Dead Joe. Bernie Bernie at least nailed it regarding the fact that the game was rigged from the start. Because it really is.
Yeah, they're clinging to the Democratic thing. Like the left is still clinging to the Democrats. It's like they're sad little puppies. And it's like they really are gonna just both, if they want to really remove Biden, they have no chance. No, actually, if they really want to remove Trump, they have no chance in hell. Because they would have to be that retarded just to put him up there.
What did I think about? There's Oh, I was gonna say something better. Go ahead, man.
That's fun. Like I really don't know what to say about it. It's like they want Biden to be in power. It's like, okay, Biden and Trump are now tied in the race for the White House. And it's like that poll is really worthless. Like if they want Biden to go into power, they should admit that this is stupid. Like already, you know, Alyssa Milano is like trying to move out of the Me Too movement, like secretly. And I was kind of surprised. Like she basically literally removed herself until what's her name called her out.
Rose McGowan.
Yeah, at least I still like Rose McGowan. Don't get me wrong. She looks like Sinead O'Connor with that haircut that she has.
Dude, there's the fact that probably Me Too became a farce in its own right.
Yeah, it became a farce when Melissa Milano kind of was like talking about that we should. I would say she basically just told everyone to, which is kind of hypocritical of her, to believe in that we should.
We should cancel people.
No, due process.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of showed she was a hypocrite the whole time.
Yeah, basically trying people without any due process, or I mean, there's a reason why the term innocent until proven guilty is priority on the Miranda rights.
That's why.
But no, they serious.
They screwed up.
Yeah, and then these virtual signaling jackasses are going on about how guns are bad and God knows what else. I mean, seriously, Donald Trump himself said that guns are on the essential market. But the thing is, my God,
they stopped selling them in Walmart right now because they were afraid that something bad would happen. But they're still selling bullets, though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a weapon of my own outside. Well, we got hatchets and machetes in case.
I know, in case people go crazy.
But I really don't know what happened in the next couple of weeks.
I understand. Like a lot of people are like, it's sort of sad because right now, you know, you have all this shit that's going on. Let's see here.
There are people panic buying because of the fact that they extended the quarantine.
I know they had to because they're scared. They're still scared. Like people are still getting infected. In
We
New
never
York.
we never dealt in our case we never in Detroit as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
New
there's-
York is the biggest one. Washington's kind of like
New Jersey. So,
Oh,
the other
God.
one.
like I thought New Jersey kind of has that like isolation and everything. I guess I'm wrong.
No, apparently most of these are.
Yeah, even
No,
in Dallas.
apparently half the people from New York went to New Jersey.
Oh really?
At least that's what I figured. I figured that happened, but honest, it can't be.
Yeah.
Oh, JT, check out the Hegel mask I posted.
Let me see if I can show that to the audience. Yeah, I wish I could buy that, but I don't think that's gonna happen because Amazon will never let me get that mask.
Yeah, they banned them.
Not really, not necessarily. You can get them on eBay, I believe. Because I
You know
believe-
who's the, you know who's actually been delivering the facts regarding the coronavirus? So straight up, NTD Newton Dynasty TV and Skynet Australia.
Yeah, because I think they kind of got upset with the bullshit that's been going on.
And in the case of NTD, it's personal with the CCP because of the fact that the founders are Falun Gong practitioners.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, there's a lot of like. Did you hear what was going on Reddit when it happened? When the whole thing went down with Reddit?
Let's see. They were banning people for even mentioning the coronavirus. If I recall.
Yeah, apparently they were banning people trying to speak the truth about the virus. That they said that the virus might infect people, and what happened was there was a certain user that tried to claim that this is nothing big, this is nothing wrong, and apparently it turns out well, Reddit lied, gay people died.
Yeah, also black people died because they are the biggest. They are actually currently the biggest racial minority
Yeah,
to actually to die of the coronavirus.
yeah,
From my
and it's sort of sad too because it's like Reddit had to keep that information from being put out because they said, "Oh, that's false information. That's false information. We're gonna ban you. We're gonna shadow ban you." And they tried so hard to.
And they were saying that black people don't get the coronavirus because of some genetic predisposition, and yet Idris Elba was the first guy to get it coronavirus. So he's famous.
I know. I think he got that when he ate that ghost pepper.
Is there even that possible?
No, that's just a joke. Because
I know.
You remember he was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, he was koofing.
I know he was koofing on that one. He was like, "What the fuck?" I think his friend will probably sell him some more hot sauce. The guy actually, that guy on that YouTube channel, I forgot his name.
The hot ones.
The hot ones, yeah. And I think he probably should send him some hot pepper for that cough.
Oh, I did hear that India has lifted the ban of selling that anti-malaria pill to the United States.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they lifted the ban. Originally, because of.
Yeah, because they want to. Well, I hear Taiwan's doing okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Taiwan, since it's not part of the WHO, it's not even recognized as a country over there. Thanks to the fact that the Chinese money.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was kind of hilarious that that there was a meme going around about them saying aren't Hong Kong and China, because they were like talking about, oh, there's nothing wrong, and then I remembered that little Winnie the Pooh thing, like it was like a meme. What about China and what about Hong Kong and Taiwan? They've been getting the coronavirus, and China was like they were just silent.
Oh yeah, the interview. Yeah, the interview regarding the how why Taiwan is in the WHO, and the guy was saying, yeah, I couldn't hear. No, no, dude couldn't just. He wasn't gonna answer that because he's payroll.
Yeah, he said, "What's that?" I'm gonna go ahead
What?
and go with the next question.
You know, I really hate saying this, but there it ends up there is a silver lining. There is in fact a silver lining to the quarantine, and it's about and from environmental terms, less smog on the air.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole situation with because I remember you might recall the Jersey the World of Wars radio show back when they hit, New Jersey had that panic.
The panic. Uh,
In
no, I
New
don't.
Jersey with the broadcast of World of the Wars.
Oh, oh yeah, the over the yeah that's yeah the radio. Yeah, that was more New York than
Yeah, it was.
but yeah, it also hit New Jersey as
Yeah,
well.
and
That was what, and also Wells was narrating like the guy was doing like it was a story. It was a prank, bro.
yeah, and he and a lot of people assumed it was real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that kind of freaked out a lot of people. But he was basically trying to say, hey, this is basically a blah 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 broadcasting. In the end, they kind of didn't bother to do that. And I remember Orson Welles had to go to Washington just to tell them that because they were gonna sue him.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that I'm actually surprised. I'm actually surprised that they never do his fiction. I mean, then again, not many people had radios back in those days.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't have radios. Some of them kind of heard that from friends and family, and they said, "Oh no, the aliens are invading. These monsters are going to kill us." And I remembered a lot of people were scared because I heard the stories like
Oh, that
people.
suicide.
Yeah, they were about to kill like anybody. Like they were like shootouts. There were and people even AT&T. I forgot what they're called. The operators were telling people it's okay, calm down, and they were basically calling people trying to tell them, look, this is what's going on. And during that time, communication was limited. It wasn't really advanced. They basically had rotary phones, and it was basically you had to dial. You had to put your finger on the rotary and just spin it, and then try to use the right number.
Or or if you understood Morse code, a telegraph.
Yeah, and a lot of people freaked out about that one.
Now regarding comics, this is just a comics issue as well. It's also affected the whole entertainment industry as a whole. I just checked out that one of the workers of Square Enix contracted coronavirus.
That's sad.
So if you are, I'm not sure if they're gonna go through with releasing the Final Fantasy VII remake, but all things considered, it's gonna take a bit longer.
Yeah, that's gonna be bad. Let's see here. And there's a lot.
And
of
also,
things.
it also AMC is also fearful that they might shut down their cinema permanently.
Yeah, I know. AMC also announced that they will shut down permanently. They will never come back. Oh,
I know.
Oh,
I know. A former class works at AMC.
Oh, speaking of which, She-Ra meltdown. Show ends. Actress lashes out from quartering, aka quarter pounder.
Pounder.
Yeah, that's what they called him. Like
Yeah.
He basically, you know, I don't know. It's like a lot of people like to call him that because they don't like him. It's like I don't have any beef with him personally. I know that some people kind of got upset with him with that controversy over limited run games with the guy trying to harass. It turns out the guy that tried to do that whole parody of limited run games, like he tried to do like games like he tried to do the advertisements for Skyrim, and it turns out they were all false advertisements. And he basically posted that on the Facebook group, and what happened was they had to discontinue. They had to cut them off from the limited run thing because that person tried to do false advertisement with the memes and such. And they tried to tell him, please don't do that. That would get us into trouble. But the problem was the PR lady that represented them didn't bother to point that out to him. He could have just said, "Hey, we'll get into trouble if you do that. Can you please stop?" That's what the lady should have done, but instead she kind of, you know, did that. And if it would have been fine if she would have said that, but unfortunately she didn't say that.
Oh.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy.
Yeah. I guess I better go ahead and show you guys the video because...
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy or...
Hey.
Yeah, I'm gonna check something out. So go ahead and play it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play. Here's the link to the video.
Oh, She-Ra, Masters of the Universe.
Nah, it's the masturbators of the universe.
She-Ra. No, wait. It's gonna be She-Man.
She-Man and the masturbators of the universe.
from the
By
quartering
the
end.
power
She-Ra's
crystal.
over.
I have the power. But oh wait, that was. Yeah, it was. No, it was.
Its final season will air starting in May. And it would appear that the voice actor is not having a great time of it. The voice actress for She-Ra just had a bizarre Twitter meltdown and had a hilarious backfire. In fact, all day it's been trending. And so, you know, what a great opportunity for me. It's been a long time since I covered She-Ra, maybe 2 years. But if you follow me on Twitter at The Quartering, which I hope you do, twitter.com/TheQuartering, because I get all of my video ideas and feedback from people there. There's a running joke. Like every couple of days I get somebody bringing up that I can't enjoy myself, a little me time to She-Ra, and that's why I didn't like it. It's weird. I never made that argument. Who's making that argument? Only weirdo supporters of the show. Now, obviously, if you like She-Ra, awesome. I like Paul Blart Mall Cop. I watch Sister Wives. I watch a lot of garbage entertainment. I'm not going to judge the shows people watch. But my entire argument was, maybe times have changed. And people these days, kids these days now want all their boys to look like girls, all their girls to look like boys, and to be just androgynous blobs. Congratulations. There is, obviously people out there that believe that this is a part of a larger concerted effort. Maybe, it sure wouldn't be hard to make a lot of examples of it. I mean, maybe my editor can cut in some stuff here, but I mean, look at She-Ra before.
I am She-Ra.
She-Ra after.
We must be strong.
Look at the Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Versus Thundercats Roar. Cal Arts is what the kids enjoy these days, apparently. Steven Universe and all these shows, they all look the same to me. They all have the same low-level jokes that I suppose I would have enjoyed when I was young, too. I often have thought, and it is my opinion, that the people that are drawing this are gross and ugly, and they want everyone else to be gross and ugly. That's just my opinion. Obviously, that's just an opinion. I'm not saying that's fact. I'm not saying that it's proof of a grand effort to make characters look gross. But nonetheless, She-Ra is over. She-Ra and the Princess of Power will return to Netflix this May for its 5th and final season. Now, Noelle Stevenson said that the show was initially ordered for 5-season run.
No, I think about it. Jeremy kind of fucked.
What do you think? Jeremy did what?
Well, the fact is that Jeremy fucked up the female character, even Chitara. But regarding the the comparison Thundercats and She-Ra then versus the franchise now,
Yeah.
they do it so fucking terrible. They really do. Cal Arts is cancer, but this Tumblr
All except for one. I know one person that did Cal Arts, and that was Peter Chung. And he did whatchamacallit, Aeon Flux.
okay.
Yeah, I don't have a beef with Cal Arts. I know that a lot of people have had some success and had some failures. I know that he did. Peter Chang also did Rugrats. He did other shows too, and even he did his own little. He did that one show with, which wasn't that. It was basically about Alexander the Great. I forgot what it was called.
Be fair. It is not a very aesthetic artwork, art style as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but he did a lot of work. Like he did like the animation for certain, like he did the what was that one, Riddick. He did like the Riddick animation. But I'm gonna go ahead and continue on with this one because I'm gonna see how this goes.
It ran its course. I don't think it would be fair to say it's canceled. It wasn't renewed, but maybe it was never planning to be renewed. Noelle Stevenson told Entertainment Weekly that she knew what the episode count would be from the start, so the team would be able to plot out the story to fit a 5-season arc. Last season ended with a smattering of consequences and things of that matter. I think that's great. I still rage over not getting a conclusion to shows like Carnival, The Leftovers, Deadwood. There's just so many shows that I really enjoyed that didn't get to finish. Now I know Deadwood had a movie. Never saw it. Don't know if I ever will see it. It feels weird to go back to that story so many years later. I do love me some Timothy Olyphant, though. But you know, She-Ra's over, and whether or not it was a success, we'll never really know.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Not just
Yeah, Noelle Stevenson's didn't really do so well for that show. So what do you think?
well, so far I haven't watched the whole video yet. So, what is my stance on this?
Yeah.
Honestly, yes. If they want to hoard themselves so bad, if they want to hoard themselves so bad, they need to go to Pornhub.
Yeah, the sad part is that the voice actress for the show is not happy because of the whole death threats and all that other shit that's been going on. Like, she claims that there were death threats against her. The voice actress for the new series of She-Ra, I forgot her name, Amy Carrero.
Correct. Sure.
Yeah, when the class war starts and I gotta put the voice of She-Ra in a guillotine, there's a person called Lesbian Barduke.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, like a lesbian that got upset about this. And there's a
Right.
hashtag trending called I stand with Lesbian Barduke. It's trending on Twitter.
Amy Carrero.
Yeah, let me see. Let me look at that. I want to check if it's true or not.
AJ me up. Wait a minute.
Like, people are doing this. The guide to I stand with controversy with on the VA, she reposted the meme made as much smaller account with backing of users claiming that death threats are posted on Instagram. Okay, so this is kind of funny. People are literally defending Lesbian Bar. I cannot stand that puta. This is her name. Amy, like AIMEE Carrero. Amy Carrero.
Mhm.
That's the actress's name. I got her on the screen.
I should say Amy Carrero. Okay, so she was also famous for playing Princess Elena on Elena of Avalor, which is that Disney Junior show, a cartoon about princess.
Yeah, she's a voice actress.
Let's see who else.
And the funny thing is, the person that did that meme of her threatening her, she's so brave to block me. Here is the tweet in the case she deletes it. And Lesbian Barduke, when the class war starts, I gotta put a voice of She-Ra in the guillotine.
God,
What do you think?
her is fucking brutal.
I know, and it's in her the thing was I stand with Lesbian Barduke is trending on Twitter. It is trending, like, no joke. It is trending on Twitter. Like, a lot of people were just making it funny. And TMZ is even reporting on this. TMZ.
Paris Hilton really has nothing else to do, doesn't he?
No. TMZ is saying this is a bizarre reason I stand with Lesbian Barduke is trending. Like, all because of, and, and people are literally like making edits of this. Like this one, she said, "I hate faggots so much, it's unreal." Like I think
Bruh.
someone edited that out, saying that, like saying, "Look, oh my god, I can't believe Amy actually said this." Like I'm looking at this. Like this
Let's
thing
get
is literally,
Babadook.
yeah. Apparently, this is trending on Twitter, like 7,262 tweets, and people are literally tweeting this. Like Amy's like pissed.
Oh, look. Oh, Alright, so I'm reading this. Literally never. Here's how it works. You post about putting my head on a guillotine or anything that ends with my bloody demise. You're getting reposted. So the answer is to like not make jokes about killing me. Sound good?
I know.
And then the response is like, holy shit, we just shut up.
I know. She's kind of literally getting upset about this. Like I'm looking at this from the perspective when a race war is happening, I gotta kill Tony. I appreciate the hesitation though. Literally the meme of him.
God, the meme from very obvious though.
I know they're literally making it like you could keep it down. I'm trying to be I'm trying to be boring. Like literally, this whole I think they're trying their hardest with lesbian Barduke. With I stand with lesbian Barduke.
Babadook.
Babadook.
I fucking hate dice. Get the fuck out of my matches.
I know this is funny. Like this literally caused pandemonium on the hashtag. Like people are just laughing at this.
You know, this actually reminds me of the time that what's her name? Bobby again the place 11 on Stranger Things. Millie Bobby Brown was posting a bunch of shit about throwing gays off a fucking cliff
Oh
and
my
shit
god.
like that. That was like eons ago.
Yeah.
People just win at this kid.
Yeah, let me see here. This is literally a guide to I stand with lesbian Barduke controversy for initiating VA for a raw repost a meme made by a much smaller account without blacking out the username, claiming it was a death threat, also posted on Instagram.
So it ends out that she is a liberal. Okay. The left truly is wrong.
Yeah, and she
Meanwhile,
yeah, and literally never hears how it works. You post about putting my head on a guillotine or anything that ends with my bloody demise, you're getting reposted. So the answer is to not make jokes about killing me. Sounds good. I know. It's like it was so hilarious. It deserves a bigger platform, so I gave it to her. That's what she said. This is Amy's husband. Apparently, she got so mad at me, she had to sick her husband on me. Who are you? Tim Rock, her husband.
oh my god.
I know, it's like this is so funny. This drama is so funny over a fucking over a meme, and already it started with Elena Avalon, Amy Carrero's "I stand with lesbian Babadook." Contrary explained. This is so funny. Like, this is literally the dumbest thing ever happened since the cancellation of She-Ra. I'm assuming this is going to get another cringy season on Netflix if they continue with this. Because this is like... this
Well-
is literally...
Well, this is going to be the final season.
Yeah, it's going to be the
So-
final season, and it's just so literally crazy. Like, I cannot believe this happened. Like, this is just so bad. Oh.
You know, considering that 2020 has been a pretty shitty year so far.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
I mean, well, it's also pretty for those kind of people because Steven Universe ended and they got really fucking mad because of the ending. The last year, what's the name of that show? Oh yeah, High Guardian Vice. So Pulse is coming out, but they have no idea when it's coming.
I think it's probably going to be canceled because from what I heard, they already there were rumors going around that Thundercats Roar was canceled.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot. You know what? I completely forgot about Thundercats Roar.
Because they basically made fun of that voice actor last time I checked.
Yeah.
That did Pantro.
The guy who played Pantro in the 20, and they pretty much shared all over their legacy regarding the show as a whole.
Yeah. And literally, people are like this is kind of sad too because it's like they're killing off a good thing. They were given an opportunity to work in this industry, and then suddenly they shit on people that are fans of the show, and they literally just tried to shit on the cartoon series itself because they didn't like it, which is understandable. But at the same time, it's kind of sad that they did that.
Problem is, people don't know how to take risks, and that can actually break a show. I honestly feel that the show have this show would have had potential. The 2011 one had potential, and they canceled it because of lack of viewership.
I know. Actually, it wasn't a lack of viewership. They basically Lego paid them to put on their show.
Ninjago?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they basically
What?
paid, like, there was one that was similar to Thundercats. I forgot what it was called. And they tried to put that on air over Thundercats, and they put it on a different time slot. And that's what caused it to not get any views.
Yeah, I remember it used to be around. They used to play it on Saturdays around 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, depending on where you live.
Yeah.
Before Toonami.
Yeah. And they kind of were like people, like, I had to go to work at times. I wasn't able to watch that show. As much as I liked it, there was a lot of people that I would love to watch that show, but I was just like so busy with work and everything in real life. It was disappointing that show did not do so well.
I never. Well, I am pretty guilty of the fact that I never cared about it compared to the original.
Yeah, admittedly, it's I wasn't able to get on Cartoon Network a lot. It's a shame that show didn't get the opportunity that it did.
So in the end, we pretty much failed. We pretty much failed them.
But like I remember they canceled Zoid's Fusors because it didn't do so well, and then I wish they would give it Zoid's Wild Zero would be given a chance. I wish they would give that a chance, but unfortunately, Cartoon Network is not interested.
Yeah, if it doesn't bring the money from the merchandising. It's not worth it.
I know they kind of had to cancel that show because it was like I would love to see another Zoids. I actually watched a couple episodes of Zoids and I thought it was pretty good. Somewhat, it was okay, but they didn't bother to put it on air. They basically ignored it like the rest of the cartoon shows that they had.
You know, there was also Mega XLR. That show has a cult following,
It still does. I still like that series.
but unfortunately, back it was out. I didn't care much about it. I mean, I've seen it, but I always saw it as more of a Americanized Gundam
Yeah.
with a bit of Transformers going into it, for good measure.
The funny thing about that show, it starred that one guy, Peter DeLuise.
Mm-hmm.
That is the son of what's his name, the comedian.
Down to Luis.
Yeah, Don DeLuise. And I know Peter used to be on 21 Jump Street with Johnny Depp.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, but he also was on Disney. He was also on Disney on certain shows, I recall.
I know that guy used to be on. Oh God. Man. Regarding the you know what? Go ahead. Just gonna say, regarding Disney, I hardly ever watch anything outside the possible.
Yeah.
The Proud Family during those years.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to remember that too. But the funny thing was he used to be on like he did a lot of like let me see, Peter DeLuise did the Solar Babies, which wasn't really like it has somewhat of a cult following, but and there was also another one called Winner Takes All. He did that one. He did let's see, what else did he do? Like, there's got to be one that I remember that he did. Like, he did a lot of movies. Let's see. Let's see. He did Stargate Universe. Yeah, he did Stargate Universe with his brother, I believe. He did Andromeda as Calvino. He did let me see, I could have swore he did other shows because I remember he, let's see, what else did he do? No, that can't be. Let me see if I could find it. I don't know if that's him. No, I could be wrong.
IMDb is your best friend.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Megas XLR. Let me see if there's a idea. Like, it only lasted like 1 year. Yep, David DeLuise starred in there.
They had a better run than Brandon Lee, though.
That was his brother. I was wrong. His brother, David DeLuise. He was Coop.
Huh. Know that.
Yeah, his
You know-
brother. His brother. The youngest son of the legendary actor and comedian Dom DeLuise. I was wrong. It wasn't Peter. It was David.
Regarding Coop, that guy, already, that guy pretty much had the same tone as his dad. Especially, have you ever seen Cannibal Run?
Oh
What?
yeah, Jamie, as in Steve. That's Stephen Bloom. He did Cowboy Bebop.
Oh yeah, he was Spike. Yeah, he was Spike Spiegel
Yeah, it was Spike Spiegel.
and Mugen from Samurai Champloo.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I kind of was surprised that. Let me see who was in that show. Tia Carrera was in that show as
Yeah, she was. She was
Dark Los, and let me see who else was in it. I know that there was one celebrity that everyone likes, and they actually did an homage to him in his movie.
Alright.
Peter Cullen was another one. He was Clar. Oh, Bruce Campbell.
Oh yeah, because of his role of the Living Dead series.
Yeah, and Wendy Lee kind of also played Kiva.
Oh yeah. For those who don't know, Wendy Lee was also Faye Valentine.
Yeah, like I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I thought Peter DeLuise because they also sound alike. I didn't realize that his brother was was David DeLuise, and he did a lot of voice acting. To be honest with you, he also did a lot of Disney shows, and I assumed that it was him the whole time, but I was wrong. I know that him and his brother did a show together before with but unfortunately I don't know if that was true or not. But he also did Max Steel,
Oh my god.
and he did Roughnecks, the Starship Troopers Chronicles, which was short lived.
Matt Steele. Oh
Yeah.
shit! I remember watching. I remember watching the 2000 series,
Me too.
like the first three seasons. You had Matt Kavinsky as Josh McCret. A lot of these voice actors were Canadian though.
Yeah,
Well, a lot of them.
a lot of them are, but
Oh, wow.
but he's from. But he lived in America for a while. I know that because he's like related to Don DeLuise.
Oh wait, Mac. No, he was on NCIS. He was also on the Lethal Weapon TV series, The Orville.
Yeah, he was. Like I was kind of surprised by it. He was also in Hawaii Five-0, the new series.
Yeah, it was on what?
Yeah, he did the Wizards. I think he did the Wizards of Waverly Place. I think. Yep, he did. As Jerry Russo.
Let's see. We got Matt Steele, Chrissy Campbell, who. Oh yeah, the guy who played Matt Steele was the guy who played Matt Steele was Chrissy Campbell, who was Canadian.
Oh yeah.
Let me see if there's anything I recognize you from besides that. He was on Supernatural.
Yep, he was.
Law and Order Special, CSI Miami. He was Ben Rooney.
I don't know why people are spamming. I know they were spamming this movie called Hoax. Hoaxton.
Oh,
Yeah, I know that they're putting that out on iTunes and other places.
oh, this guy was on Seventh Heaven.
Oh yeah, he was. Like his brother, both his brother and him are both considered Hollywood royalty.
And then you have what's Jacob Vargas played Birdo, the scientist.
I didn't know that.
He was on Sons of Anarchy.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
A couple of priests. Huh.
Let's see here.
What would Trejo do?
Let me see here. Let me see. Oh, I'm gonna read this stupid article. The OK Boomer Girl. Rise of
Oh.
Twitch fame. The perfect storm of memes and politics.
Oh, he was on Jarhead. I'm not watching Jarhead.
I'm lucky I didn't watch it.
Honestly, the guy who stars Jarhead was also the guy who played Lucas. He was Lucas Black. He was the guy who played the main character in Tokyo Drift, John.
Yeah.
Okay, Lauren Tom. I know her. She was number 3 on score in. Then you have main Super Nishphone from the King of the Hill series. See. So, oh yeah, I forgot that Tony Hawk made an appearance in that show.
Yeah. The disappointing thing about this is that it's gonna be freaking funny.
Okay. Boomer. Fuck. Okay, so Mae Whitman's father was Pat Music. Shit.
Oh
Okay.
boy. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Oh my god. Oh, that's what happened? Why do gays exist? Like, just leave the earth. That's why people hate her? That's why they hate her.
I don't know. I actually dislike her because she supports Bernie Sanders.
Why do gay people exist? Like, just leave the earth. I fucking hate dykes. Get the fuck out of my mentions. So they're basically trying to bring up old shit from her to make her look like a homophobe. And that's why they canceled the show. They really are trying to cancel that show.
Yeah.
They're literally trying to cancel the show, making her look like a homophobe. That's why they canceled the show. Is because... Oh, God, that's funny. Oh, God, this is so... All because she said some mean things on the internet. They basically want her to suffer.
Well, to be perfectly honest here, most lesbians are not exactly good people.
I know.
I mean, said most
Yeah, it's like
because of,
I think people really want to cancel that show.
well, it was pretty. It was a wreck.
Yeah, it was pretty cringy in a way. Because they here's the thing. I watched the first season of the show, and I didn't like it because they were trying to borrow. I think I did watch the second season, and to me that show kind of borrowed some stuff from the Legend of Korra, like the whole storyline of Legend of Korra, and basically it tried to do the whole defense of all the personalities, trying to protect her mind from being shattered type of scenario, and that was like the same exact thing that they did in Legend of Korra. There was a scene where the monster tried to get into her head and try to destroy her personalities that existed and reincarnated, and destroy them one by one. And all they did the same exact thing with She-Ra, with all the reincarnated She-Ra characters trying to defend her like a moniker and everything. Like they were all the reincarnated versions of her, and it basically the monster tried to destroy her as well. I didn't like that. I felt it wasn't really original because they basically tried to borrow stuff from other shows and to make it look like it was their idea. And plus the characters were like talking like, "Oh my god, this is so cool. I need to try this."
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they pretty much made up the characters like teenagers.
Yeah, they basically don't act like they basically talk like kids, being kids, and they basically
That's because they kind of are.
they
I mean,
are.
they pretty much are.
Yeah, but the only difference is like the old series kind of did try to go into, talking like adults in a way, but instead you have an autistic girl trying to tell them, we need to stop this before it's too late type of situation. With the autistic face, like they try to make fun of that situation with that show.
Yeah, it also happened. It also happened with the Star Wars animated series,
Yeah.
which was done by the same people. They ended up rebooting the characters like teenagers, and they made Luke look like a fucking dumbass. While
don't know
Leia
why.
was the one who was doing all this shit.
I don't know why they do that. Like they seriously don't have any originality on their show.
No, it's more the fact. Well, that's the fact that that's the current narrative today. Make female strong and make the male weak and fucking stupid.
I don't know why they do that. It's like that's the type of trend that they're trying to do.
Apparently, it's comedy.
Yeah. Apparently that's comedy to them, but not many people are laughing. Oh my god, Mort Ducker died. The guy who did the illustrations for Mad Magazine died.
What?
Yeah, the illustrator for Mad Magazine died.
Damn. That's the guy who created what's the mad mascot as well.
Yeah. And too bad that they it's sad too because it also destroyed the Mad Magazine series of magazines. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
they're no longer selling them.
And the Cartoon Network absolutely fucking sucked.
Yeah, they basically like I remember they did the parodies of the cartoon shows with Mad TV.
Dude, I'll be honest with you, Mad TV was it.
Yeah, it was.
It was Yeah, it was it. It was the epitome of mad.
Yeah.
It was the epitome of mad magazine, especially the animation adaptation of the Spy versus Spy magazines.
Oh yeah. And it's like I don't know. Maybe some people really, really hated that, but it's like I don't get why. You know, especially the comic book industry. That's why it's dying, because not many people are buying the books like they used to. Because it turned into a really big joke to them, and it's like a lot of people kind of cringed at the people who basically, called people Nazis, called people names. It basically caused a great divide in the community. And it's like, they basically accuse people of being Nazis. And this is where it gets to the point where the comic book industry is just gonna die. And then, of course, here's the thing I'm gonna say about this: they have every chance to dig deep down and possibly raise it like a phoenix. Right now, people are going independent, doing their own shit, doing their own thing. And the fact that the Comicsgate community kind of showed that somewhat, that you can succeed the way you are. Even if people don't like you, even if people hate you so much because you said mean things on the internet, those people are not your friends. Those people may try to address some criticisms about you. They may not like you. They might not say anything to you, but you can keep it at heart and say, okay, fine, but I'm just going to do my own thing. And you can do yours. And that's what they should do. Because they don't need us. If they're going to try to beg us to come back to them and expect them to buy their stuff, they need to understand that the way you need to do it is not to attack people, not to hurt people, not to do any of that stuff. You just focus on your job and that's it. Go ahead.
Oh, oh. The thing is what's so the other thing that's been replaced with the comics industry was the manga industry, which is actually the complete opposite of what the American Western comic industry is.
Yeah, that's because they are basically, like, I know Viz Media is doing that app where that you could read manga for like months. Like, I think, let me look it up.
There's also the fact that a lot of manga is contrary to Western visual novels, Eastern visual novels
I know,
are
and
politically incorrect.
I know, and they're basically, trying to get people to read those mangas. Like right now, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can show you guys the business model that they have for Viz Media. Let me look it up because I really need to understand how Viz Media does this. Let me see. Sign up. Let's see. Like, they are literally trying to get people to buy these mangas. Like, you can get this on, and they actually have like Barnes and Noble and all this other stuff, like Walmart, comic shops, the actual price of it, and you can get you can get the digital and read it online. And you can literally buy this stuff. And they also have like watch thing, like you can watch Viz streaming service. But unfortunately, in Europe, it's not that popular. and Crunchyroll bought them out.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that it's now based by Crunchyroll.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised by this because a lot of people are kind of shocked that they got it because they did their own thing. But of course, manga is doing quite well for itself so far because Viz is actually selling somewhat well with their Shonen Jump magazine because people are subscribing to them and their business model is kind of interesting too.
This,
Yeah.
not like which is regarding what is the best model for Shonen.
They're actually doing digital, like they're actually putting out like digital like subscriptions. That's what I heard from a friend of mine. I haven't used Viz. To be honest with you guys, I have no interest. I'd rather buy the physical books. That's my thing.
I hardly ever read manga, to be honest with you. The last one I did read was part. It was part 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I watched. I think it was the Golden Ball Run, or I forget what it was called.
Steel Ball Run.
Steel Ball Run. That was the one that I read.
Yeah, that's part 7.
Yeah, which I wanted to read because it was based on that cowboy-looking character that they had in the series.
The one, Johnny Joestar, the cripple, Gyro Sepeli,
Yeah.
and
And it's like right now they're focused on. Right now they're doing. Let me see, the Golden Wind, I think it was called.
yeah, Bento Aureo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got through Bento Aureo, and now we're supposed to be waiting for Stone Ocean, which is part
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, because they did the only thing right now they actually are focused on they did Diamonds is Unbreakable, and now they're doing the other one.
Oh man. Yeah, Diamonds Unbreakable was actually good, but it wasn't as good as
Stardust Crusaders.
Parts. No. To me, I could say part 2, Battle Tendency, Diamond is Unbreakable. And from what I heard, a lot of people saying that part 7 is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Say really good.
I might
those
I might
three.
watch it.
Stardust Crusaders is the epitome of shonen anime in
It
a
is.
good way.
In a good way, yeah, because I actually liked it because that's when you had
Jotaro.
Jotaro. And a
Yeah,
lot of
you
people,
got
a lot of people,
Right. The beauty about the part 3 was the bromance characters.
That's
like, for
true.
Example, like for example, Kakyoin, Polnareff, and Joseph. Oh, and Abdul. Like chemistry between Joseph and Abdul, though. Old Joseph was
Yeah.
was easily one of the best characters in that show. Polnareff being the MILF hunter, oh wait, Polnareff was the MILF hunter. That was Kakyoin. Kakyoin being the MILF hunter,
That's true.
and Polnareff being the guy who wanted revenge, but but yeah, Abdul being the chick. How should I say this? Abdul and Iggy were easily the. They're also good characters.
Yeah, he
Like,
was. Abdul was actually a really good character.
and then Iggy, well, Iggy being the dog, well,
That's true. But I do recall the video game,
well, which one? The place, the one?
the arcade one,
Oh yeah,
the
oh
fighting.
yeah.
Because I actually played that back in the early 2000s when they had it in the arcade where I used to live, and it's sad that that went out of business.
Wait, David is still.
Yeah, because it's like the arcade industry is dying as well because that also closed down, and it's like,
Oh yeah, because of the coronavirus.
oh yeah, and right now it's like, thanks to the coronavirus, it is destroying the comic book industry. Because of that, a lot of artists and a lot of people who work in that industry are suffering because they can't go to can't go to they can't go to the comic book places because I honestly think, like, when I try to look at a lot of the good artists that have like good concepts, some of them don't get a lot of money compared to what other people have attempted on social media. That is the reason why they became successful, because of social media, because they basically marketed themselves on social media as hard as they could. And the problem is, when you have people that are like new to the industry that want to create an independent comic book, and some of them actually had good art, but what happened was they basically don't market themselves very well. And that is the problem with them, that they don't try to go on social media or on YouTube or try to talk to people,
Or even on TV.
or yeah, like they don't go on like YouTube channels to talk to people. And that's what causes a lot of the stuff that they do on YouTube. Like some people like Myers, for example, the guy who did Diversity Comics, he basically got known, even though yes, he was the infamous asshole who did that comic book. But out of respect for him, he actually did it pretty well marketing himself. And that is the reason why they had some success, because they basically went on social media, they went on YouTube talking about all these comics suck and everything, because of the fact that the comics weren't really good up to style. They didn't have the appeal that people wanted. They wanted a good story. That was what they asked for. But of course, they keep giving us these like turnoffs, like, oh, we need to do this. We need to think about the children. We need to do something else. Like, no, you have to be really straight up. Try to be consistent with your storyline and how you want to present that storyline. And the problem is you kind of direct it like zigzagging back and forth with the whole, this guy needs to be gay, this guy needs to do this guy needs to bend over so the gay guy can bang him. That's kind of the thing that they're trying to do with this storyline. So what do you think? Hello? Okay. he probably got disconnected. I don't know. Let's see here. Um, like, let me see if I can look it up here, because I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this. Um, like, there's a guy that I actually respect, and he lives in Texas, and this is what I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys. Ben Dunn used to do a book called Ninja High School, and he barely got a lot of money out of his projects that he did. And I remember I actually supported it because of the fact that he actually did, back in the early 90s, he was one of the few indie comic book people that who was like one of the founders of Arctic Press. And it's kind of sad too, because he was very popular back in the early 90s somewhat. He wasn't well known in other circles of the comic book industry. He was known in the south of Texas for releasing the book Ninja High School, and it was sort of like a parody of Project A-ko in a way. But instead it was basically about a kid who went to high school and had to deal with the issues of growing up, getting proposed to by a ninja of a clan, because his mom used to be a ninja and his dad used to be a repair guy. And it was a funny series. And the thing about this anime, the thing about it is that he barely got like the money that most people would dream of getting on Indiegogo. Like I could show you guys. Let me see. Like literally that's what happened. Like you see people who try to put on like comic books like this. Like you see people that make comic books like this, like Timothy Lim, who's doing Common America. He actually marketed himself with his art. Right now he has $6,802 because he marketed his art. That's how he got people to read his comic book. And it's kind of funny though, because Timothy Lim kind of did a satire of Donald Trump, and he kind of got away with that. And I thought it was kind of funny when he did the Common America Girl.
Mask America.
Yeah, Mask America. A superstar soldier was superhero with 56 pages story about a girl next door and her rise to glory by Timothy Lim, who did a lot of other projects too. Like he his campaigns, like you may know him for Black Ops Trigger Hair, which he did about, let's see, he got 14,000 out of 8,000 of his goal. He did Soul Finder, the Demon's Match. He got like 30 something. He got like 30 something out of it. He did Space Force. He did that one that got like 72K. And that was another one that he did. And I thought it was kind of funny. Like he also did Wall Might. You might have heard about that one.
No.
You never heard of the comic book called Space Force? Trump's Space Force?
No.
No, you never heard of it?
No.
Yeah. But he did.
So this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the guy actually. So this was the. So the guy pretty much satirized Donald Trump's plans into creating the Space Force.
Yeah. And I do recall, this is Richard Meyer's comic book, and that made like $4,000 because of social media. And the sad part is that you don't see Ben Dunn getting that type of money, considering that he was well known back in the early 90s for Ninja High School. And I'm surprised no one even bothered to hear about that comic book.
You know, this is something I find interesting, but these big comic companies will have no other choice but to adapt or disappear.
Yeah. And right now, Ben Dunn's doing like the manga of Ninja High School. That's what he's doing. And I kind of do feel bad for him because he barely made his goal. Like that was pretty much what I feel bad for him about, because this was a limited edition manga version. And I used to remember reading some of his books. They were pretty funny. They were satirically funny. And it's just sad that nobody bothers to hear about it or even talk about it in especially in comic book circles, because even though yes, he doesn't do like the best art, but he definitely does like the most entertaining story out of it. And it's like a lot of these comic book people who are trying to market their comic books onto the marketplace, and they try so hard to, you know, like they barely, like this person is making like this amount of money. Like the Majestic Tonic High School. Like this one is a graphic novel, which I thought it was a pretty good idea. 6 days, but it's only making like $12,000. It made its goal for $300, and I didn't expect that to happen. But it's interesting enough that they actually did a pretty good marketing job right there. Let me see what else. There's a book called Saving the World. And this one made $907, and it's only 6 days left. And the thing about this is that it, the person that did this, I thought it was kind of funny though. They're doing the cover. They're marketing the cover for that one called Rags the Zombie. That's another one I recalled they had. And I recognize that Rags the Zombie is actually a really good comic book. It's a shame I couldn't get any copies of that book because people kept... he resorted to doing Patreon. And plus it was selling out like hotcakes, and a lot of people from Arctic Press couldn't reprint those books even if they tried to, because it kept selling out like candy. Even when I try to ask for it on at a local comic book store, they told me that they can't order it because it's sold out, and it's very hard to get those orders.
Yeah, basically they can't keep up demand.
Yeah, and that thing barely gets any, like this comic book looks like it's not getting any barely getting any money for marketing.
So, from a business standpoint, do you think that the future is with the indie comic book industry?
I think yes, but it all depends on how would any company would buy any IPs from Disney or any other thing. Like, I know that there are cable companies that are still around that still have the money to pull it off, except for Disney, because Disney right now, I'm not so sure if they'll probably sell off their assets, and chances are they would probably have to penny pinch or do a lot of things just to keep to get by, because it all depends on how, because right now they're possibly planning to get their money to bail out the movie industry.
Not just the movie industry, but also the theme park industry.
Yeah, that too. Let's see, Nevermore. Raven Nevermore 7. So it looks like it only got like a certain amount for their goal, which they already made their goal, but it's only like 1,000. I'm surprised a lot of these projects that they do never get that popular. Like, this actually has some interesting art. When I look at this, for example, this is what I kind of feel bad about. Like, they have some really good art style, but at the same time, they don't seem to get any marketing for it. They don't get a lot of like money for this, and I'm surprised that a lot of these comic book creators who make these comic books don't get a lot of money, especially how they market their comic books. When I look at a lot of the Kickstarter books, like, I know Fred Prairie is a very popular guy, but I'm surprised that no one bothers to give money to Fred Prairie. Even though his art isn't really that great, a lot of people do like Fred Prairie for some weird reason. Like, he does his own original stuff, but he barely makes a lot of stuff for Gold Digger. Like, I do like because Fred Perry is an African American artist who made his own comic book, and he basically went indie. And a lot of people don't realize he worked with Arctic Press for a while, and it's sort of sad that they don't like. I'm surprised they don't give him the money to do this. And he basically did a lot of work in the comic book industry. And the funny thing is, I'm surprised that they don't, in the comic book industry, they say they care about the minorities and all this other stuff, but when Fred Perry comes in and tries to do his work, no one gives them that much money to do this. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
I was checking something out.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to show some people about Kickstarter and the way they treat the indies, especially the minority indies that try to put out their comic books projects. Like I understand that Atomic Robo is another one right now that is actually making a decent amount of chunk change.
So apparently, Studio Ghibli added the final batch of their movies to Netflix.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
a big surprise because Disney owns Studio Ghibli. I'm surprised that does happen.
The problem is, if you want to watch Grave of the Butterflies, Grave of the Fireflies, you're gonna here's the thing: Studio has been able to get all the rights for Grave of the Fireflies.
Yeah.
So if you wanna listen, or yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, because it's very rare to watch that film, especially trying to find the DVD for it. It's hard to find
Or
that
VHS.
or VHS because chances are because it's a really dark film, and I remember watching it. And it's a sad tale about a man who lived through the nuclear holocaust of Japan. And it was a very sad story.
Well, if you want a sad story, besides that, go watch Birth Again.
Yeah,
That's another one.
that's another one. Yeah.
Yeah, basically it's basically about the aftermath of the Hiroshima nuclear explosion.
Yeah, that too. Shoot, I thought it was kind of like there's like a lot of weird animes. Let's see, Going Steady, the comic book about. Okay, so that actually made its goal.
Because that movie is fucking gory.
Yeah. Well, there was another one I remember, Violence Jack. That's a gory one.
MD Guys is also out there regarding ultra violent.
Yeah,
And-
that is ultra violent.
And I would say Gogo 13, but I cannot confirm that the movie the series is good because I haven't watched it yet.
I actually watched it. It's actually pretty good. It's basically him targeting people or assassinating people.
Basically Hitman the anime.
Yeah, basically Hitman the anime. Like a lot of the projects that I seen in there's not many comic books out there that could actually grab people's eye, and I'm surprised that a lot of people don't realize this. The fact that the way it works, you have to really market your comic book, or get people to really share it out there and tell everyone that this comic book is going to be out there for the fans. Like that's how you market. I noticed that a lot of people have been marketing their books pretty well. Like I understand that what's his name? You may know Golden Eagle.
Raging Golden Eagle.
Yeah, he actually released his comic book. He actually made his comic book, and right now he's actually it's actually a pretty good art style. I actually like it. It looks like Dragon Ball Z mixed with Dragon
Dragon Quest.
Quest. Yeah,
Well, Umbrella Guy also have released a comic book.
yeah, and he got. Let me see what Umbrella Guy did, because I got to see his comic book because it's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was made with his daughter.
Yeah, and it ended. Let's see. The case of the little umbrella. The campaign.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that one actually made $100,000. But let's see, it had like 2,214 backers. That's what happened to it.
You were kind of what happened to it. Oh yeah, it reached $100,000 goal.
Yeah, it reached its goal, but it already ended. They closed it down, and people are still probably continuously trying to buy it.
Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, and it's sort of like I could see why it became successful, because he has that personality that people like, and that's why he became he kind of shilled that book in order to get people to buy into the hype of the book, and he kind of self-marketed himself. And the fact that he read all because he read like the business stuff, the business news stuff, and tried to explain that the comic book industry is dying. He was right about the one thing that a lot of IDM was losing money because they were putting out crap. They were putting out crap quality books.
Not just that. There's also the fact that the saturates and how many people are reading. You know, they're not. There's a lot of people don't. They're not exactly into reading.
Yeah, they're more into the art style of it.
Yeah, they're more into the visual rather than the story.
I know, and the thing is, they've been trying so hard to trying to get like the LGBTQ to buy into their books, and it's like no one's buying it. You're only getting like a few people. And there was also another person that was trying to I didn't really think her comic book was going to be that great, but I understand that Mandy and Malin, I know that was another show that they did, and it's like I personally don't have issues with her. I know that she made her own comic book, which is basically let's see if I could find it, because I know she tried to shill it a while back, and it was kind of this is the book, I think it was the Wart the Wizard.
Let's see. There was a comic that was made by Tom and Andrea Pratt.
Yeah.
Or if you guys don't know, those Clownfish TV, the pair that make Clownfish TV.
I actually like Clownfish TV.
Oh god, that fucking episode they did about the butthole cut, that was oh my god, that was their it was ridiculous. I even asked Cambria through Twitter about the butthole cut.
The butthole cut.
Yeah, she would say that she was asking for safe for watch versions of the butthole cut, and I told her one of them would be One of it would be Ross Donut.
Yeah. This girl made like $13,000 for Wart the Wizard, which I think it's gonna probably be one of those fantasy comics that people would read. Even though the comic book looks like crap, the art style looks crappy, but it managed to make 13,000 because, let's face it.
Dude. Dude, you know what's funny regarding the comic industry? They're willing to eat their own, and this is what happened with Tom. This is what happened with Tom. A lot of these guys who were in anti-comics gate were pretty much they used to be friends with those guys, and then they blocked them,
Yeah.
and it really shows how cruel the world comic industry really is.
Yeah,
Because-
it did. And even Ethan was like, no, I don't want to deal with you people anymore. I'm tired. I'm done. You guys try to come. Now you're trying to kneel to me. And he basically said, F you guys. You guys need to leave me alone. You guys didn't want to associate with me. You basically you denounced me. And now you guys can go fuck yourselves. That's what he pretty much said to them.
Oh, it's the Beskyver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and Ethan, I don't like Ethan, but he's right about one thing, that those people don't really, like, they're literally sucking his, they're literally trying to ask, I'll suck your dick if you let me on your show and talk about my new comic book. And it's like
Oh,
dude,
go fuck yourself.
yeah, like he's pretty much telling him to go fuck yourselves because you guys tried to screw me over with job opportunities that, like, I kind of had to agree. Like, you're not my friend. You don't really care about me. You basically disowned me. You basically told me we're no longer friends. You threatened to try to kill me. So F you. I'm not dealing with this shit.
You labeled me as a racist. You labeled me as a Nazi. You pretty much called me every name in a fucking book.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they did. And it's like this is why most people stayed out of it. Like, they literally stayed away from it because it's like, you guys really were toxic. You guys tried to accuse me of being a Nazi. And there was a lot of people that tried to point out the issue about the comic book industry and how these so-called like, he pointed out the Portland comics book mafia.
The what?
The Portland comic book mafia.
Portland comic book mafia.
Yeah.
I never heard of this until now, believe it or not.
Yeah, this was brought up by the guy who did, like, Diversity in Comics. He brought this up a while back. They basically
It's your boy Zach.
yeah, yo boy
It's
Zach.
your boy.
And he basically did not like them. He did not like them because they were basically trying to get backstab people to get jobs in the comic book industry. They tried to push away people in the comic book industry, tried to tell him, oh, he's being racist, he's being mean to me, he's doing this to me, blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, get over it.
Dude, I honestly didn't think that highly of Victor Sky because the guy was always bragging about shit.
Yeah.
The guy was being a show off. I mean, I understand his pedigree. He deserves to brag about it. Yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it really regarding Comicsgate, it was a shit show from the start.
I know it was. And it's like,
It ended up being a cult of sorts.
it turned into a drama, and it's like, right now, you know, these people are actually making some money because it kind of shows it. But the thing is, I would tell people, look, the only way you can actually survive is to depend on social media, and get a lot of merit by telling people, hey, this is what I'm trying to create, this is what I'm trying to make, or just don't do what Diversity Comics did, but just be yourself, make your own content, create content for yourself, make content that if people like, and if people like it, they might just get into it. Like, you basically don't need Comicsgate. You have to be yourself. You have to really tell them, like, hey, I want to create this comic book for the sake of the fact, like, there's a lot of people that have tried that. Just be yourself. Make a comic book that matters to people, that matters to yourself, and maybe people would probably buy it. Make a comic book with originality in it. And then, because there's a lot of people that did this. Go ahead.
There's easier said than done, to be honest. But go ahead.
Yeah, and there's people that are trying, and it's like some of them can barely make any money out of what they do. I know that there's people that have been trying to get their books out there as best as possible, and it's like it's not easy for them to make like the money that a lot of good comic book pros have done. And it's like you see these people who make these comic books, and they barely make it to the top. Like they barely break like 1,000.
For some reason, back in the day, it used to be 1 million. Now it's 100. Now it's like 10,000 to break even.
Yeah, you can make it like 400 now.
400.
Yeah, like 300 to 400.
That's actually not enough, Garnish.
I know, because there was people that were doing starting goals for 300.
Oh.
Yeah, on Kickstarter and also on Indiegogo. Like, people are literally doing that just to get break even with their comic books. Like, I remember one person tried to do a book based on the red. I think it was like the Red Bridge. I forgot what it was called. It was basically the mouses or something, but it was like the tigers and such. But it's called Beyond the Western Deep Volume 2, and their goal was 18,000, but they made 33,000 for their marketing of the book because it's a furry book. And they marketed the book, and that's what attract people to do it, because it's a furry book.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. But
I mean,
there is a small minority that is into it, but it's a niche thing. Like, you have to market who's the demographic that you're trying to market to. That's the thing that you need to figure out too. Like, a lot of these people are trying to market their books, and the thing is that there are people that are literally out there trying to market a book.
You know, the same could be applied for Dojin.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And if you want a good Dojin, you have to travel all the way to Japan to get the original content down in Comic Cat, and then you have to translate it.
Yeah, because a lot of that stuff tends to be translated and turned over to the comic book community. And I know there's some people that try to make deals with the Comic Cat people in the past. If you don't mind if I buy this and show this off, and they'll be like, sometimes they'll be saying no, they'll probably say yes. They don't mind as long as you don't distribute it, like try to sell it as your own.
Yeah, basically, you can show it off as long as you don't profit, right? And give credit to the artist, which is fair.
Yeah, because some can be like, no, you got to pay me first.
Homie, you gotta pay for copyright.
And there's
I mean, if I did a doujin and someone said to them, give me a link and give me credit, and you're good.
I wonder if the Japanese. Let me look up if there's any like manga that is being put out there. Let me see if I can find this. Oops, sorry. All right, manga. Yeah, let's see here. Like people are literally putting out mangas on Indiegogo. Like
Not just, I mean, not just not just manga, but also doujin and ero manga, and erotic
Yeah.
manga,
and the sad part
erotic books.
here's one that barely got any money, and I do feel bad for these people. It does seem to have somewhat good art.
Honestly, that's how the market works.
Like
Hey,
this
that
one, yeah,
that was a little too bad.
yeah. It's like this guy named Ethan Lewis made it by himself, and it's like he basically made a story, and I thought it was cute. It's pretty cute though. I like the art style and everything. It's
Why do
not.
I feel like it looks like a? Why do I feel that it looks like an isekai?
It does feel like an isekai in a way, but it's like it barely made any money.
Well, truth be told, that's where people are going to nowadays. Regarding the anime industry, either either high school stories, because that's been a staple of Japan since like the 70s. The isekai genre or the idol genre.
Oh, here's another one. Kana Kamyu H Dojonin Project Adult Manga.
I mean, regarding the idol genre, look no further than Love Live or the Idol Master.
Yeah, apparently someone decided to do that project.
And regarding isekai, I mean, goddamn, where do I start? Rise of the Shield Hero.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the one that everyone's talking about. Xenotype. This was inspired by a. I thought it was kind of funny though. He used PewDiePie as the inspiration for his thing.
Wait, there's a manga of a PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was called
yeah.
Xenotype Volume 1.
I do know that Meriwether turned PewDiePie into a smug anime girl.
Oh yeah, she did too.
Hey, Meriwether's a dude though.
I know, but it was
Wait.
kind of cool though.
So,
but he
yeah.
managed. But the weird thing is, he managed to get Japanese voice actors to do that thing.
And Prince of Tingoy is the one who's doing all the doing part of the artwork.
yeah.
The guy's doing the story. So it's it's a collaboration for that has worked very well.
Yeah, like there's a lot of people. There's a lot of talented people that don't get new. Like there's called a book called Kung Fu Scratch. And I was like looking at the art, like, why isn't this book on? Why isn't anyone funding this book? Like, I don't get it. Like, the marketing for this book, why doesn't anyone buy into this book? Like, seriously, this does seem like a really cool like concept, and it's like 2 backers only paid for it. And I can see why. They don't have any marketing skills to basically put out a good book. And I feel bad for some of these people. Like, okay, Maximum Boost, the original import tuner racing comic.
Oh, Mass Boost! I remember that one actually.
Yeah, it actually made some money too. It actually made its goal.
Yeah, the guy is still working at it, despite the fact that Importuner is no more.
Yeah, I know, and it's basically called Maximum Boost, and he's
No,
still.
wait, it's actually called Max Boost, and it was basically printed out around the late '90s
Yeah.
by Out of Cannon. They also made that company also sold shirts, and I actually had one of their Shape Gear magazines, which were made by the same guys.
Yeah, they actually did the comic book of it.
Yeah, the thing is that I've been following that guy on, and he's even made to SEMA, which is the biggest car event the biggest aftermarket event.
Yeah, it's a shame that the guy doesn't. Looking at it, I think he could probably sell this book, but he did. He actually made his goal though.
He did. He actually did print out a few copies. I think it's some of them. Yeah, some of them is. How should I say this regarding Max Boost? It was a. It was. This one is actually a reboot to the original because the main character used to drive a bring Honda Civic.
Yeah.
His name was in fact Max Boost, and the kid just wanted. What he wanted to do. He wanted to beat the Chad. I would say the Chad. You know, it's around. The guy's name is Chad, if I recall. Who owns a Ford Mustang. And the guy's even selling toy cars.
Hmm.
Yeah, Jada. I think it was either Jada or I know it was Jada or something that was like the toys.
All right, Shonen Fight, an Indonesian comic book, and I'm surprised that didn't make any money. It was like worth 75,000 for its goal. It didn't.
Oh,
even bother-
JT, you're gonna love this, but they even did a parody of episode 1.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was called Race. Yeah, it was called Race Wars episode 1, and the cars were pretty much built like pod racers in that area.
Oh boy, it's like I'm looking at these. I'm looking at this, and I kind of do feel bad for some of these people who have like really good talent. They barely get any money. They barely get any funding.
Well, that's the within the comics. It's not about the money; it's about the passion.
I know, and it's like a lot of them. Like I'm surprised. Like there's this one called Blossom, a Yao Shonenai manga collection, and it barely made its Euro mark. And it's like these people like I'm surprised. Like no girl would buy this. Not many
No,
girls. There's like 80 people. I'm surprised. Like the girls would buy this, but when it comes down to it, it's like no. I don't know why no one buys. Like that's the weird thing. Like I used to remember the girl community. Like there's like girls that like yaoi and shonenai books.
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
basically they're crazy for it. And it's like I'm surprised this book barely made its goal. Like it could have been like $1,000, $100,000.
yeah, the Fujoshi or Run Girl.
I know, and it's like they will never. Like I'm surprised because they never heard of it.
You know, it's always interesting that most of the Fujoshis are middle-aged women.
That is true. And it's
Like-
like they barely make any. Like I don't know why no one would buy that comic book. Like seriously, ladies, this is the reason why you don't see that many. See that much representation in manga because you don't buy that much of it. Even though you claim to have that community, you don't buy it. That's the reason why they don't market that stuff. All right, I got 2 minutes left, so go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say that the yaoi itself is very overpopulated. And well, it's the same with the Yuri. Same with Yuri. It's oversaturated to the point that nothing changes. You know, it's the same with the romantic comedies in Japan. They're all pretty much following the same
Yeah.
script, the same formula as Kare Kano.
Yeah, and I noticed that a lot of them don't get a lot of money. Like they don't get like the 30,000 or above rank, but they only get like less than that. That's kind of the risk of making a manga in an independent one, especially in the comic book industry. If you're not like a YouTuber or anything like that that gets noticed, chances are you may get like 30 to 100,000 depending on what type of person you are or how well you're known in the comic book industry. It all depends on how much you can drive, you know, people to watch you. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. Thank you for watching this show. Leave your thoughts down below and tell me what you guys think of the show. I like to improve my show a little bit better. As far as I know, I have to go, so catch you guys later. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.